Hey everybody, it's your girl Yvette here. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. It has been such a long time since I've made a video. I did finish my nutrition course, which was way too hard for me. So scientific. While other people were just doing super well, I was like stuck on mitochondria, and I was just like, but it had been decades since I'd studied, like where I'd actually have to come home, sit down, read chapters after chapters, retain information, take quizzes. So when the course ended, of course, I didn't sit for the certification, but what I did is I signed up for something where I already had like a baseline understanding. So I signed up for a personal trainer certification, and that was fantastic because it had a practical where I actually met with a trainer and we, worked on muscle groups and body alignment using machines and weights. So that was fantastic. I did pass my certification, but I'm probably not going to work with any clients until I get more training. I'm definitely someone that believes you need years of experience before you start working with others, or at least like a lot more information and really a deeper understanding of it before you start working with clients. So that's where I am with that. But the irony behind taking the nutrition class and the fitness training is that I've gained so much weight. So I'm fluctuating anywhere between 170 and 175 pounds now. So that has not been fun. I think what I was doing before I actually started studying fitness was not working for me, and now that I've had the training and have a lot more understanding of what to do for myself, I feel like I will get to where I want to be a lot quicker and easier, and I will be sharing some of that stuff with you moving forward. But anyway, this was just a quick little hello, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye. I started cooking at 9 a.m. this morning, as I often do every Sunday. More now than ever, I am extremely committed to making sure that I get as much nutrient-dense foods as possible. I was watching this one doctor, I think his name is Dr. Gymnandas, and he says if you eat something prepackaged or anything that comes in a box that has a list of ingredients, he's like, you are no longer eating a food, you are eating a product. I pretty much do cook a lot of whole foods for myself, but every now and again I will get that frozen pizza or something that is prepackaged, and you already know my sweet story. I'm not going to share with you everything that I cooked. I'll just show you some videos of it because we could be sitting here for a long time. I've been in that kitchen cooking. I have been having some joint pain and in my feet, like especially in my toes, and only like my middle toe. It's really weird. But also like my knees, my elbow, here and there I'll have like intense pain every now and again, and then it'll subside and I'll be better. When I start exercising and eating better, the pain does subside. But anyway, to finally get to the point, I was looking for some running sneakers. I really wanted to get either Hoka's or Brooks, but they're just so expensive. And I was like, I just could not part with that type of money, although I probably should because I've heard they're really fantastic. However, I ended up buying these by Skechers. These, I don't even know what they are. I will tell you in a second, but let me just tell you, they feel like walking on clouds. They have a really thick sole, but the inside is so soft and cushiony. The camera died, so anyway, let me just let you see what these look like. I was kind of afraid of getting them because of the blue and orange, because I was like, they're not that versatile. But I've got 1,000,001 blue shirts, blue and white striped shirts, white pants, jeans. Like, I'm a blue and white girl, so I think it'll probably work fine. But let me just tell you which ones they are. Give me a second. These are the Skechers Go Run Max Cushioning Natural Rocker Technology for smooth heel-to-toe transition, highly responsive midsole cushioning, designed for maximum comfort and support, and also high rebound breathable cushioning. It says they are washable. And do they have an actual name? What is that? I got these at a DSW. Skechers Soft Stride Max Cushioning Endeavor. Is that what that says? I don't have my glasses on, so I'm really struggling. But anyway, let me just let you see one last time. I don't know if I shared with you all that I am cutting back on my caffeine. I want to see if that is going to help me with my hot flashes, and obviously it's going to help me with sleeping better. But the hot flashes are just still like occurring fast and furiously. They have not subsided whatsoever in frequency or intensity. So we're talking about like 8 years now of me hot flashing, and I am completely over it. I did see a news report just maybe 2 weeks ago where they were saying that you can undoubtedly take hormone replacement therapy and the benefits will outweigh the risk. So I was like, I'm still a little on the fence. Like, I don't know that I 100% believe that. So I am going to, at my next appointment, talk to my doctor about this, because I do think they said if you want to do hormone replacement therapy, you have to do it before the age of 60. I think that's what I heard, because I'm over this. I'm over being so hot and sweaty, and it's extremely disruptive to my daily life, to sleeping. I'm just constantly feeling so grossed out with being like so sweaty. So something needs to happen. But hopefully cutting the caffeine will help. We'll see. I'll let you know. So again, right now I just do 1 day of decaffeinated coffee. The next day I will do decaffeinated teas. I try to mostly do herbal teas, but I have really been getting into, oh, my father is calling, so I'm going to get off in a second. I want to do peppermint teas, spearmint tea, and then I do drink on occasion Earl Grey decaffeinated, and it is fabulous. So yeah, the other thing that I want to tell you guys is I'm thinking about buying one of these fitness plans from the fitness gurus that I watch. So many of them offer plans for meals and also exercising. Although I do work out with a trainer, I don't know why. Why do I want to spend my money on this when I could probably find a meal plan in the bookstore or on the internet itself? Like, I even once asked ChatGPT to give me a 1,500 calorie meal plan for 7 days, and it popped up. But the only thing about it was like so basic. It was like chicken fajitas, yogurt with fruit, a rice cake, peanut butter. So I was like, I don't know. I gotta figure it out. But whatever I do, I will surely let you guys know. Anyway, my father is calling me, so I need to get off and see what's going on. I cannot remember if I shared with you all that I've been trying to get some new hobbies. I love the arts. I love art in general, just like going to museums and galleries and stuff like that, and just looking for things, which is weird though, because I have nothing on my walls. They're bare. And I was thinking about buying some art, which I still may do, but I was thinking, because I love it so much, why don't I give it a try? So many people in my family are naturally artistic as far as drawing, sketching, painting, sewing, stained glass making, hat making, like amazing, even pattern making. And I have none of those abilities whatsoever. Even sculpting and stuff like that. Okay, so I did not get that gene. And I just find it really difficult to draw things and make them look realistic. And like perspective, I have a lot of problems with, like perspective in painting. So anyway, just to get to the point, I've been trying to teach myself how to paint, and I was actually going to take a class until I saw how much they were, and I was like, no, I am going to teach myself. I think I would describe myself as an autodidact. Like, I do so much better when I teach myself things, and so that is what I'm going to do here. However, I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching videos. I've been watching videos to learn some techniques and stuff, and it really seems to be working. So anyway, because, you know, I'm a beginner, I don't have any experience, and when I have tried in the past to like sketch and stuff, it was just really bad. I was like, I'm not going to invest in very expensive things. So I bought the cheapest watercolor brushes. So anyway, I decided the medium that I'm gonna work in is watercolors, not acrylics, not oil paint, which is really expensive. And anyway, water paint it is. And I got some brushes. At first I was using makeup brushes, but they weren't really doing all that well with picking up the color. So I did invest in these brushes. Super cheap, super cheap. Actually, they're so cheap that some of the hairs, well, I doubt this is really even natural hair. Some of the fibers do come off when I am painting, so I may eventually invest, sorry if you just heard my stomach, I may eventually invest in some better paint brushes. Same thing with the paint. I bought the cheapest palette that I could get, and some of the colors are not that true. Like, believe it or not, some of them look like they're a true red, like here and here, but when you actually put it on paper, you can tell it's just like some variation of a pink. So I may eventually invest in better paints, but not anytime soon. I did get some watercolor books. I bought different shapes, like a square and a rectangle here, and then just regular 9 by 12 inch pad. And the grade of the paper that I got is not the best. So these are things that I'm learning watching other people paint who are real artists. And they're saying using better paper is better because the color is truer. Also, when you put the water on it, it doesn't necessarily start getting beady or getting really super saturated. So I have noticed that when I use too much water on some of these, like even if I just wet the whole page first and then start putting my color on, it's getting so wet that I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, it's pretty thick, so it's not like it's gonna bust through, but it does start pilling. Maybe pilling is the better word to use. Okay, so I initially was only going to work with these double-ended watercolor brush pens, which I thought will be easier to handle for someone who doesn't have any experience, because when you're using a paintbrush, I do feel like it's difficult in creating shapes. With a marker, you know, it has got a tip on it, like it has a fine tip. Let me just show you. This is the thicker end of these watercolor markers, and then you have a finer tip. So if you're trying to do like details or very fine lines and stuff, these are perfect. And to do that with a brush, even though they have very small like tips on the brushes, I think it takes a lot of skill to really be able to do those kind of delicate, intricate kind of lines. So anyway, I tried these first and I did like them initially. So what you do with these is you draw your lines. Let me see if I have a piece of paper to show you what it looks like. So this is a thick line and this is the thin line. Hopefully that's showing up for you. And what you do is once you draw your lines, you then take a wet brush, or they actually may sell a water brush with this, but I didn't buy it. And you put the paint brush with the water on it, and you make the color, excuse me, you put it on the ink and you make it more diffuse and airy, and it's watercolor. They actually have watercolor pencils too, which I tried. My mother had some and I could not believe how well they worked. But I wasn't about to invest in another thing. So I tried these first, and this is what I was practicing with. As you can see, my little flowers, if you even want to call it that. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff. I wasted so much paper, but you know, this is trial and error. This is actually real paint. This is using the markers. I was like trying to make a plant. I never put the water on it to, again, make it look less like magic marker and more like a painting. Just playing around, trying to do some flowers and stuff. So, getting tired of wasting paper and stuff, I decided, okay, let me start watching a tutorial or two. And then I started to make my own little paintings here, following people, or actually looking at pictures first and trying to mimic it. So I did like a little barn, and remember, I have no background in painting whatsoever. So this is supposed to be like a little barn with some trees. And then I tried to copy one that I saw of like women sitting on a beach with different hats with their hair out. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I tried to copy a picture that I saw of like some flowers and stuff. So that was the next stage. Then I started watching tutorials and like how to paint fruit and stuff, and I think my pear looks pretty good. The little watermelon slice, not so much, and of course I got some cherries up there. Here I did an apple. Of course my shading is in a wrong area. I tried to do an orange slice, watermelon, again, one little blueberry and some cherries. The banana didn't come out so great. And I tried to do yet another landscape. This one was not watching a tutorial, so this is like one of the beginning ones. But then I started watching tutorials and learning how to like tape your paper so that it looked like a photograph. And I did a landscape, which now I think this one came out pretty good. I know the lighting in here is so bad, so you probably can't see how nice the colors are, but it's like a canyon colors, like very Midwestern kind of thing. I thought this one looks really nice, and it kind of looks like a photograph. And again, if we were in better light, I think you would be able to see how I was able to capture how it actually looks like a horizon, like over the mountains, and the sky looks great. Here's another one that I did, which I think, again, in better light, you would better be able to see. So this is like water, and this is like some landmass, and this is, the sun is going down. And I did another version of that same painting. I think this one is actually a little better in how my land looks with the water, but this one looks better as far as the depth of color. And then I tried another one. This is, again, before watching the tutorials, to do like, you know, sun setting behind the mountains. Let me tell you all something. This has been so much friggin' fun. I absolutely love how relaxing it is. I literally get lost in watching the videos and then trying to do it myself. So here's one that I watched a video to do. This is a kiwi, and this one didn't come out so good. This one was from a picture that I had. Someone went to Africa and sent some pictures to me, and I tried to copy it. It's a little hinky, not too great, but this one, again, was before watching tutorials. Can I speak? This apple was watching a tutorial, so you could see it looks kind of good. I'm kind of proud of myself with that. And this is another kind of like landscapey thing that I tried to do. Landscapey, is that what you would call it? Why can't a scene? Why am I blanking? You guys, I don't know what's going on with my brain. I can't even think yet. But it has been so much fun, and I'm gonna go downstairs now that I have some free time and just do a little more painting. Let me see if I have any other things that I can share with you that I was working on. As you can see, I've wasted quite a bit of paper. Although I probably shouldn't say I wasted, because, you know, I'm trying to learn, right? So again, this was before watching any of the videos, so I was just like trying to make flowers and stuff, and also seeing how the pens worked. Forgive me, I am not fanning myself because I am flashing. As you can see, I started to try, initially I was doing some sketching and I was like, let me sketch it out and then I'll paint over it. But sketching is just way too hard. I mean, I'm gonna continue to try to do it and teach myself and stuff, but I do enjoy the painting so much more. And what I want to do eventually is be able to like frame some of my own things and hang it up. Okay, so I went to go show you guys the frames that I've had, and the point that I wanted to make is that I have all of these frames, which I have several, and I want to make my own art to put in them. And one slipped out of my hand and I broke it. I've had this frame sitting around for at least 7 years, and just now I dropped it and totally destroyed it. I mean, it was cheap, but you know, I still paid for it, so I'm kind of pissed off. But anyway, this is kind of like a little crazy flower that I initially tried to make using the markers. And as you can see, this is definitely the pre-watching videos kind of thing, because it doesn't necessarily look like a flower, but I do think the colors are pretty nice. I'm not going to hang this. I just wanted to know what it looked like in the frame. And then here is another one that I did before watching any of the videos on how to paint things. This is supposed to be a corner of a flower. So I took some pictures years ago, and there was this really beautiful rose and I only got one corner of it in a picture, so I tried to copy that, and it doesn't necessarily look like that either, but I think the colors are pretty. But once I get better, I will definitely be putting my own art up. So that's it. I just wanted to share that little bit with you guys on some things that I'm doing to just like really kind of decompress and not always think about the horrible things that are happening everywhere in this world, in this country. It's helping a little bit. It does help to decompress and to escape and to use my mind in a different way. So I will definitely continue doing that. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you at the next video.